Have you ever felt your heart pound so loudly it seemed to echo in your chest, your breath shallow, your hands trembling, and you told yourself, calm down, but it only grew worse? That moment is not weakness. It's your body speaking to you in the oldest language it knows. Today, I want to show you how to listen to that language, how to turn the chaos of your nerves into the clarity of control. There is a rhythm within every human being, an unseen pulse that governs not only the beating of the heart, but the steady functioning of the mind. When that rhythm falters, when the nerves tremble, when the heartbeat quickens beyond reason, it is not a sign of weakness. It is a reminder of our humanity, of our exquisite sensitivity to life. The body speaks in signals, and too often, we mistake these signals for threats. The racing heart is not your enemy, it is your messenger. It tells you that something within seeks alignment, that the mind and body are asking to meet in calm understanding. We must learn not to silence these messages, but to interpret them. Control, in its truest form, is not suppression, it is comprehension. To control one's nerves and heartbeat is to enter into a dialogue with oneself. It begins with awareness, not resistance. In moments of anxiety, when your chest tightens and the pulse thunders against your ribs, do not recoil. Listen. Ask your body what it is trying to tell you. The act of listening itself begins to slow the storm. The nervous system, intricate and responsive, obeys the tone you set for it. Speak to it with calm, and it follows. Breathe deliberately. Feel the breath enter and leave you steady and assured. This simple act repeated retrains the rhythm. Your heartbeat learns that not every challenge demands alarm. It learns to trust your command. But understanding alone is not enough. It must be practiced. Discipline of the nerves requires routine. Begin each day with a moment of stillness, a quiet recognition of your own life force. Take a breath not for oxygen, but for clarity. Throughout the day, when tension arises, return to that breath. Let it become your anchor. Posture matters too. Stand upright. Shoulders aligned, not in defiance but in readiness. The nervous system mirrors the body's stance. The way you hold yourself shapes the way you feel. When you stand as though you are in control, your biology begins to believe you are. In truth, the mastery of the nerves and heart is not a pursuit of stillness, but of harmony. The goal is not to mute the heart, but to let it beat in time with purpose. When your thoughts, breath, and your actions align, the body no longer needs to shout through panic or fear. The nerves quiet naturally, the pulse steadies. You become not a being at war with your physiology, but a conductor guiding its rhythm toward coherence. And what does this coherence bring? Clarity, strength, the ability to act in moments when others hesitate. A person who commands their own rhythm commands their destiny. This is not mere health advice, it is the foundation of self-mastery. When the heart obeys calm intention, when the nerves bend to disciplined awareness, you are no longer tossed by circumstance. You become a steady flame in a shifting wind, alive, aware, unshaken. There is a profound intelligence within the human body, one that operates silently, faithfully, and often unnoticed. It governs the rhythm of your heartbeat, the pace of your breath, the calm or chaos of your nerves. When you become anxious, when the heart races or the hands tremble, that intelligence is not malfunctioning. It is communicating. It is alerting you that something within your inner world is out of harmony with your outer experience. To control your nerves is to learn the language of this internal intelligence, and to respond not with fear, but with understanding. True calm is not an absence of motion. It is motion mastered. When we feel our heartbeat accelerate, our instinct is to resist. We say to ourselves, calm down, as though shouting commands at a storm. But the heart is not a machine that obeys force. It listens only to presence. Begin by acknowledging it. Say, quietly within yourself, I hear you. Place a hand over your chest and breathe. Inhale deeply through the nose. Slow and measured, and exhale longer than you inhaled. That simple act signals your nervous system that it is safe. Within moments, the rhythm shifts. The body always responds to reasoned compassion faster than it does to suppression. When you calm your breath, you calm your chemistry. We often speak of the mind and body as if they are separate entities, but they are one conversation expressed in two forms. When your mind worries, your heart speeds up. When your heart slows, your mind finds peace. The relationship is cyclical, not hierarchical. You cannot command one without influencing the other. To regulate the heartbeat, therefore, is to regulate the thought process behind it. If you feed your mind images of fear, the heart will prepare for danger. If you guide your mind to trust, the body follows that direction. This is not mysticism, it is biology. The nervous system believes what you continually tell it. It is a lifelong practice. This dialogue between the heart and the mind, it requires patience, not perfection. Each time you face tension, before a challenge, a performance, or a difficult conversation, treat it as an opportunity to strengthen that dialogue. Feel the nerves, acknowledge them, and then guide them gently towards steadiness. Over time, this becomes instinctive. You cease to be someone who is ruled by nerves, you become someone who uses nerves as fuel for focus. The energy that once scattered you becomes the very power that centers you. And in that mastery lies freedom. To control your nerves and heartbeat is not to live without emotion. It is to live with emotions in balance. The heart still beats, but with intention. The nerves still fire, but in rhythm with purpose. You are not erasing your humanity, you are refining it. The heart that once raced in fear now beats with conviction. The same pulse that once betrayed uncertainty becomes the steady drum of courage. That is the art of self-command. The science of calm turned into the practice of living. Every human being carries within them both a storm and a stillness. The storm is the nervous tension, the quickened heartbeat, the shallow breath, the unease that rises uninvited. The stillness is the deeper intelligence, the quiet observer that knows how to steady the tide if only we allow it to surface. Most people spend their lives reacting to the storm, believing it to be stronger. Yet the truth is simple. The stillness has always been stronger. It only needs to be remembered. The mastery of one's nerves and heartbeat is not an act of force, but an act of remembrance. Returning to that natural state of balance that is already written into the body's design. When the nerves tighten, it is the body's way of saying, I am uncertain. When the heart races, it whispers, I am preparing. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of readiness. The same biological system that triggers anxiety is the one that has ensured human survival for millennia. The challenge is not to silence this system, but to teach it discernment, to help it recognize that not every modern stress is a threat to life. You begin this education through awareness. When you feel your pulse quicken, resist the instinct to panic. Instead, observe. Witness the rhythm without judgment. Awareness is the first act of control. The second act is deliberate breathing. Nature gave us a manual override for the nervous system, the breath. It is both automatic and voluntary, a bridge between conscious and unconscious. When you lengthen your exhalation, you are sending a message of safety through the vagus nerve, the great communicator between brain and heart. With each slow breath, you are telling the body, all is well. And the body listens. The heartbeat slows. The blood pressure steadies. The mind clears. The same energy that once scattered you becomes an anchor. The third act is purpose. The heart beats in rhythm with meaning. When we lose sight of why we are doing something, anxiety fills the void. But when our actions are guided by purpose, the body aligns naturally. Before speaking, creating, or facing a challenge, remind yourself why you are there. A purposeful heart does not tremble, it beats with direction. The nervous system thrives when the mind is anchored in meaning. It is not calm that it seeks, it is coherence. Over time, through these acts of awareness, breath, and purpose, you will find that your nervous system begins to trust you. The heart no longer needs to race to get your attention. The body no longer needs to shout to be heard. You will have built an internal alliance, a partnership between mind and body grounded in respect. That is the essence of control, not domination, but harmony. The nerves become your allies, the heartbeat your companion. You will still feel the storms of life, but you will face them from within your stillness. And that stillness, once awakened, does not fade. It becomes your nature. Your heartbeat will always be there, sometimes quiet, sometimes thunderous, but always faithful. It is not your enemy, it is your reminder that you are alive, aware, and capable of command. So the next time your nerves tremble and your pulse races, don't shrink back. Smile, breathe, and remember, you are not losing control. You are learning to lead it.